finish, you motherfuckers.
I love you guys.
Oh, fuck, man. Dude. Holy shit.
I'm so grateful you guys are my friends, man.
I love you guys.
I need you guys now more than ever.
I love you.
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
I love you all. He didn't deserve it.
We're gonna catch that piece of shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
All the planes we flew.
This helps though.
This does help.
This
It's
song
cathartic.
is so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's cathartic.
I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that
fuck.
it wouldn't last. Had to switch up. Look at things different, see the bigger picture.
God, dude, how are we
Those were
gonna
the days,
do
hard
this?
work forever pays. Now I see you in a better
Some more
place.
images of him.
Hey, we lost two great Bryans.
Is that him? They're doing like a Fast and the Furious kind of thing.
Yeah, he loved cars.
Yeah. He loved driving up the prices of medications.
he loved insurance.
The health insurance industry took a big loss.
When I see you again. Damn. All the insurance you didn't approve. Well, I don't know if people are aware of who we're mourning. The great Brian Thompson.
A great man.
The great Brian Thompson, CEO of UnitedHealth, was brazenly gunned down yesterday in Midtown Manhattan at 6:45 a.m.
Oh,
by
it's in the
some
morning?
sort of piece of shit.
I love how you said you're going to catch that piece.
Catch that piece of shit. I mean, he was loved by his family, as you could see from this quote. His wife goes, there had been some threats, basically. I don't know. A lack of coverage. I don't know the details. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him.
Yeah.
That's a quote. Could anyone sound less concerned about their dead husband?
He's left his mourning, loving wife.
Yeah,
And to quote her, you win some, you lose some.
there were some threats, about the millions of people he denied coverage. I don't fucking know.
Yes, guys, he's fucking dead. What are you obsessed?
He's dead and gone. Gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm broken up about it. We all are. More than her.
I can't believe this happened. I had been such a fan for so long of the great Brian Thompson, of CEO of UnitedHealth, and this is going to leave a hole.
Yeah.
There's a void now that will need to be filled by other CEOs.
I think you need to step up.
Why did he deny so many claims? I know you love him.
I don't think it was him.
It wasn't him, man. It's a big.
He's the CEO of the company.
It's a big bureaucracy, and it's so hard to get stuff done. It's just like Washington. It's not his fault. It's just the system's already in place, and you can only do the best you can.
He could have made a policy that said, "Hey, we're not going to deny all these claims."
They did lead the nation in denied claims.
Oh, they're the number one guys?
32%.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
So I'm not trying to put your friend down. I know you loved him.
I mean, you are doing that. You're being kind of a huge
no, I was
asshole
I
in a time
thought
of
Devan might
mourning.
know because he's such a
You're a fucking asshole, Joey.
dude. I'm sorry.
Man's dead.
I'm sad too, bud. I'm just asking questions.
Buddy, I'm sad too.
All right, so that's why you guys want to look into a little bit
Yeah,
of this.
I haven't watched anything like this.
This
I'm very
is
interested.
fucking great. I haven't been this excited since Chris Dorner. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace.
It's around 6:44.
Whoa.
There we go.
What the hell? Who the hell?
The time on the
Yeah, no, you got to reopen
Why
the video.
is that happening?
How did we've had this before we fixed it?
It's around 6.
Didn't we have to unplug or something?
Oh, isn't it something at the switcher?
I don't think it's anything.
We fixed it one time.
Does another
Well,
video?
no, I mean,
Yeah.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why did See You Again work?
What is
Because
this?
nothing can stop that shit, dude.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, nothing can stop
Yeah,
that.
why did the song play?
That
CEO of UnitedHealth
All right.
Oh, wait,
reported
try-
on Wednesday.
I did
During the
nothing.
You up
No,
and down?
you did it, man.
You
I
up
went
and down?
up. I went up and down, and then it worked.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Just-
like the
just
one
like
time
your boyfriend's penis.
there we go.
Not a time like this.
It's one of our nation's darkest moments, and you're making jokes.
Yeah, that I can't believe that just worked. That's like one time I was playing GTA and the video game was scratched and it stopped working. So my friend and I got frustrated. We just scratched it more and then it worked.
It's like an otter slamming a clam over and over, and like finally it's like, oh, somehow that worked. That last one worked.
The otter clam thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the old otter
The
clam
old
conundrum.
otter clam conundrum.
4 a.m. local time
go.
on December 4th in New York City. Local authorities receive a call. Gunshots fired outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown.
Local authorities receive a call. There's a kick-ass man unloading a firearm
Yeah.
on somebody.
Out of the hotel. No
Yo, I just saw the coolest shit of all fucking time.
The CEO of one of the biggest health insurers in the country was just gunned down in the middle of Manhattan in what would later be identified as a targeted hit. A manhunt is underway for the gunman
Sherlock
who was
Holmes
at
must have been
large,
on the
but
case.
here's what we know so far about the suspect's movement before and after the killing.
They have no idea if any of these images are even him, by the way.
Really?
They're not going to release this stuff unless they have a pretty good idea.
Oh, it's going to be tight as
They
hell.
have that image of the guy, the smiling guy.
Yeah.
But that guy's wearing a different jacket. The guy could have two jackets, obviously. But he seems like, if that's him, that's a really iconic picture because he's having a
so
blast.
happy.
He's like, you know what? Give me 4 egg bites.
That was
He's at a Starbucks.
No,
just
that was at a
living it
hostel.
up.
That's at the hostel.
Oh, okay.
So he went there to get a room, and the lady working the desk was like, he had the mask on, and she must have just been like, she goes, "Can I see a smile?" This is what the lady said. She said to him. And either that was just like, let me confirm your identity, or that was just like she was like creeped out by him.
She's like, baby, you look like you just killed somebody. Can you smile for me? Come on.
This was before, right? This is when he was
Before,
checking into the
yeah.
hostel? Okay, yeah.
And the hostel was in Jersey.
I don't know.
No, it was in Manhattan.
Why would he?
We'll
stay
get a
there?
direct timeline of the events.
Why would he
here.
what?
Why would he show his face? Is the thing.
You and I wouldn't have stopped till we were like 3 states over.
Oh no, before
Yeah.
this was before.
Oh, before.
Well, they haven't caught him in 2 days now, right? We're
Yeah.
going on day 3 today.
He's gone.
So he left. He's a pro.
He's an absolute.
That's
pro.
such a clear face pic, though.
He honestly, dude, he looks like a lot of guys.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
looks
the
like a lot of
NYPD,
guys.
they are offering $10K, and I can't believe somebody hasn't come forward and helped for that amount of money.
It's December 4th, around 5 a.m. local time, nearly 2 hours before the shooting, and the suspect is seen outside this hostel on West 103rd Street on the Upper West Side, according to surveillance footage reviewed by local authorities. Police later released these images of the
Yeah,
suspect,
he looks like
whom
every
authorities believe
Arab
was seen
dude.
flirting with a desk clerk in the
Yeah, but it's
hostel
one of
on
those
these
things
days
where
before
if
the
you
Oh, he's flirting
know,
with the desk.
if you know him and you recognize him, and you're like, oh wait, fucking that looks exactly like my pal, Jared, whatever.
Yeah.
And also Jared never shuts the fuck up about health insurance stuff. Let's go.
Jared did just buy a gun
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's 3D printing all these silencers.
and a one-way ticket to New York.
He keeps writing on his bullets. He's a weirdo. See, they wrote deny, defend, depose on his bullets.
I did not.
What's the defend oppose thing?
Well, there's a book written about the healthcare system called, like, what insurance companies do, called Deny, Defend.
It's delay, defend, depose.
Depose, and he wrote deny, defend, depose. So people think it's related to that. It would have been really gay had the hit gone wrong, and they found his gun, and they're like, "You were writing on the fucking bullets, Nancy." But instead, he murdered the guy and won. And yeah. Some people say the gun wasn't even jammed; that he was cocking it on purpose so the bullets would fall and people would see what he wrote.
Johnny, you're
It
the
was- I mean,
gun
if the
expert.
gun was going off, the cartridges would have ejected. He was cocking it because this is what I read. The weight of a silencer will fuck up basically it won't cycle another round if it's too heavy. You have to have a special device called like a Nielsen device in a handgun that'll make the gun cycle.
How many times did you shoot him?
3.
Nice.
3 times. And there was a lady there just like, oh, and then she ran off, and I haven't heard from her.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're interviewing her.
I wonder what she's gonna call you.
I mean, why hasn't she talked to me?
The police said we hope to interview this lady. Like they can't find anybody.
They
at
can't-
this.
Oh, they can't find her?
No one cares.
Damn, she's probably an illegal immigrant.
Everyone's happy about this. The French Revolution has begun.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's look up more CEOs
Yeah.
Whoa, I don't know. I don't think you can say
to
that.
love them and
There,
show
thank-
them
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, look them up on LinkedIn.
And if
To
you
protect them.
And if you hate them, I can't stop you. from whatever is going on in your sick mind.
If you're like a freak out there with irrational thoughts, I can't do anything about
I can't do
that.
anything about it, all right? But this guy, it is interesting. I wonder if like he had a personal, like a son that was denied access, or I wonder if he's just a righteous guy.
You hope it's John Q.
Taking it on for everybody.
Let's just
pray.
say I think his intrusive thoughts won that day.
I pray that it's a John Q.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's
John
the
Q would be
coolest
awesome.
story.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
He
more
seems so
likely his
young.
mom or something.
Yeah, I feel like
That'd be
it's-
cool.
He could have a kid.
He could, yeah. I don't know.
Easily. He could have in fact, it could have been like a childhood sickness. And I would
never
want
know.
to kill somebody. If
He doesn't
I
seem
had
to-
United Healthcare.
He doesn't seem too bent out of shape over his dead kid right here. This big smile.
Well, because he knows vengeance is soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta say, let's be honest though. This is unbelievable. What a win. Midtown Manhattan, 6:45 a.m. in Midtown Manhattan. It's not
pretty
like
busy
a
still.
ghost land.
Yeah.
It's fucking busy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As a non-professional assassin, if I had to, somebody said, okay, plan how you're going to kill the CEO of United Healthcare, I would never think Midtown Manhattan.
And apparently it's all because he jumped into Central Park, which is like the floor. It's like the couch and the floor is lava.
Yeah.
For being considered a criminal in New York. Like there's no cameras or
Yeah.
anything. You just jump into Central Park, change shirts. No
So he
one's.
must-
RFK's killing a bear. You know, it's a free for all.
No one has any clue you're raped and killed out in Midtown Manhattan. You jumped right into the park. You're good to go.
But also that
It's like a
means he
checkpoint.
knew the city. He must have known the city pretty well, right? He's not just like some guy that just got to New York for the first time.
Yeah, he's
So
not.
that's a clue.
Yeah, he's not like Elf. He's not getting hit by taxis, and flailing around the city.
And then apparently they say he took a bus from Atlanta.
How did they what?
Yeah,
They have that clue.
he went to Magic City to celebrate before he came to New York to take his mind off it. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, so they know he bought a ticket and they see him at the hostel. They know this guy? I mean, I'm very confused. If you know his bus ticket, I feel like you know who
How
he
do you know
is.
that guy was at the fucking hotel?
Probably has fake identification, fake IDs. I mean,
Pay with cash.
yeah.
Yeah. So he had ways. He got a city bike, which also reduced.
Which also seems impossible because you have to have a City Bike account or use your Lyft account.
By the way, that's why this guy's advanced. That's why he's not some amateur. Like he thought of these things at the very least.
Yeah.
This was a huge blunder. It seems. Why would you show your face if you've gone through all that?
I don't know if this is him, but who knows?
Who knows?
If it's not, then they fucked up. That they're going to get sued crazily.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Good for that guy. I wish to be falsely accused
What if?
by the state.
How about this? What if tomorrow Daniel Penny is acquitted? He chokes him out on the subway. Daniel Penny
What
kills
if?
him. What if? Huh? Hey, I could dream, bub.
This surveillance footage, police sources tell ABC News an
By the
individual
way, the Daniel Penny case. Fucking.
We'll get into pen.
We'll get into Penny.
They're acting like his life ain't worth $1. Okay, all right. Let's keep it moving.
What are you, me?
appears to be the suspect is seen leaving a subway station just 3 blocks away from where the crime would unfold moments later. These surveillance photos show the suspect at a Starbucks sometime before the shooting. His face is partially covered.
It's kind of
The
scary.
exact time of this sighting has not yet been confirmed.
I have to kill a CEO, then get back to my startup.
6:29 a.m. A person who appears
I
to
work
be
at a
the
startup.
suspect walks past the parking lot.
What if
on
he's
West
just from
54th.
Aetna?
After I kill the CEO of UnitedHealth, I have to get back to my startup in San Jose.
Just 50 meters away from the site of the shooting. 6:44 a.m. The
Look at this
victim,
cocksucker.
50-year-old
It's so classic. His big blue cocksucker
know.
suit. His big blue, I'm a big cocksucker suit.
It's like how you would cast an asshole
It's
CEO
just
in a
insane.
movie. I know.
It's amazing.
Hey, where'd you get that I'm a cocksucker suit, by the way? That's
Where'd
what
you buy that? I'm a cocksucker suit.
It's at I'm a cocksucker, bros.
He looks like he goes to like a steakhouse and eats like ribs, and then when he's done, he goes like slaps
Yeah,
his stomach,
slaps
then
his
asks for the
belly.
check. You know.
It has pinstripes, but if you look real close, it says I'm a cocksucker.
Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, is seen walking towards the Hilton Hotel where the
By the
company's
way, what a fucking try-hard loser CEO showing up to meetings at 6:40 in the morning. Yeah, bro. Things ain't going too well, United Healthcare, are they, bub? You're showing up at 6:40 in the morning to go to meetings. You usually big time CEOs send people
You
to go
gotta-
do that. They could go to the meeting a little later.
You got to clock in early to deny some claims, dude. You know,
He's
it's
just
hard
sitting
at
at a
work.
desk with a big stamp for like 15 hours,
Yeah.
just denying.
Like a New Yorker cartoon.
Yeah.
You know?
Annual investors conference is set to take place. The masked gunman
Damn, that's
comes
cool
up
as
behind
shit.
Thompson
That's the
and
coolest
shoots him in
thing.
the back.
He does look
Nearby
slick as
witnesses
hell.
There's already
believe
people
the
making
suspect
paintings and
is
shit of it.
holding a gun with a silencer. Surveillance footage shows the gunman continuing to shoot Thompson as he walked towards him, stopping to clear a gun jam before
Just
firing
cold as
again.
ice.
Police tell ABC News the shooter first fled on foot and then got on an electric bike heading north towards Central Park. 6:48 a.m., officers arrive and find Thompson on the sidewalk with gunshot wounds to the leg and back. He is taken to a hospital where he would later be pronounced dead. Police called the killing brazen, targeted, and premeditated.
The shooter appears to be a light-skinned male. He's wearing a light brown or cream-colored jacket, a black face mask, black and white sneakers, and a very
He goes,
distinctive gray
one of these rare
backpack.
cases where it's
Just
a
before
light-skinned
7
male.
a.m., the person who appears to be the suspect is seen
Yes,
on the
you heard me
outside
right.
riding-
White guy.
He goes, shooter was a black individual. I'm sorry, force of habit. It was a white man.
Look at him. Look at him. Imagine doing that, and then you get to take a little stroll on your bike. Through
Ooh,
New
those
York.
electric city bikes too.
Right through
There
New
you
York
go,
in
dude.
the morning.
You're cruising.
Beautiful.
Distinctive gray backpack.
Look at this. Look at how lovely
Just
this
before
little
7 a.m.,
ride
a
is.
person who appears to be the suspect is seen on the
dun,
Upper West Side
dun,
riding a
dun,
bike.
dun,
He's
dun,
miles
dun,
away from Central Park.
Wait, that's not a
Appears
city
to
bike.
no longer be carrying a backpack.
Yeah, the city
Police-
bike thing was fake.
Oh, it
Really?
was?
I think so.
Yeah, that's not a city
The
bike.
city bike thing is bullshit.
They're closing in on releasing the name
So
of the
that was
suspect,
it,
but
just
he
a
remained-
bike, and he like a bike.
That looked like an electrical, like food delivery bike. Like all those guys who ride around with the.
But so he didn't need to skate like pay.
No.
Okay.
No,
so,
that's like
yeah,
a privately
that's-
owned bike.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or he stole a
He
bike.
stole, I bet he stole it.
Yeah.
at large. The bullet casings found at the scene had the words "deny, defend, and depose" written on them.
That's sick.
The motive for the deadly attack still remains unknown, police sources tell ABC.
Really?
News. A $10,000 reward. is being-
They don't know why.
Oh,
He chose a man at random.
I wonder.
Here's Gail King.
New York, but some of us have been really surprised by the reaction online. Many have
You're really
shared their very
surprised.
deep
Interesting.
frustration with the health insurance industry.
I have never seen Americans so united on something as I have over the last 24 hours in the comment sections on these news articles about the UnitedHealthcare CEO.
If you think that I didn't need anesthesia to have surgery, you're insane.
I'm having a hard time being empathetic to the situation whatsoever because this is a
Jesus.
She goes, by the way, I'm not Asian. I've been stung by a trillion
that-
bees.
denies access to people.
He denied my anti-swelling procedure.
With the insurance company
These people are pieces of
over her
shit.
dialysis to
Brian
keep
Thompson
her
has a family. He's a good
alive.
man.
Having said that, I think that there
Jesus
is something really
Christ.
instructive in seeing how almost gleeful people are.
She gets off
about
camera and
this
starts
horrible
swinging
event.
from a rope
the
and
truth of
ringing
the matter
bells
is
and
what it
shit.
tells me is something we already knew, that Americans have just
Excuse me, I gotta get back to Notre Dame.
She speaks for a lot of people there, but this really isn't about this tragedy. The videos of the doctors talking about their frustrations with insurers are from before the shooting.
I had billed $12 and
What is this
change
guy run a money mart? Why does he have a shitty bow tie? Who is this loser?
for a patient's allergy.
Imagine your doctor walks in, he's got a bow tie. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
What are you, like a Nation of Islam guy?
What did I get? Is this the Sealy Serta guy?
And they had done an audit and said that they weren't going to cover that bill of $12 and change. I am a doctor, and I have no idea why they're able to deny this.
Does anyone else feel like they're having everything denied and need to appeal lately? I mean, I'm talking about joint replacements for a patient with bone-on-bone arthritis needing to get appealed for no reason. Like, what do we do? How can we make this end? I just feel like I'm in this cycle.
How do we make this
Spending
end?
more
Somebody
time
had an idea.
dealing with insurance companies than with patients.
Insurance is the largest roadblock to
Now we're talking. Now I'll listen.
Here we go.
access to healthcare.
All of a sudden, I'm
Just
listening.
With this bleeding money left.
Oh my God, we got to give her. She needs to have health care. Good God.
in this healthcare industry, and who
Whatever
is it
she wants.
benefiting? Not benefiting me as a doctor. It's not benefiting the patient. Who is it actually benefiting?
Wow, here to help us understand why so many people are so very angry is CBS News
Is
medical
the killer, the
contributor.
UnitedHealth? We have him here in studio.
Agent 47 is here to teach us about what happened last night.
Damn, all right. Let's see what this Law and Crime, do they know anything more about this? Where the hell? Where'd it go?
Whoa.
We got Hannah Kobayashi. It's a big week.
Yeah.
It's been a huge week.
A lot of crime.
A lot of crime is happening. Here, hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
I hope Kobayashi and the assassin are together in Mexico right now.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Banging, just having insane sex.
Just insane, just sweaty fuck marathon, staring into each other's eyes.
Pina coladas and shit. Yeah. Afterwards, just getting fat on the beach.
Yeah, windows closed.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson and retired NYPD detective and director of the Black Law Enforcement Alliance, Mark Claxton. So, Priscilla, new details from the investigators, but give us a walkthrough of what we know as of right now.
Yeah, Jose, so there has been a wave of surveillance video that has been coming out over the past several days, helping to begin to understand a timeline.
That's what she said.
She goes, he did.
Of what happened in the moments both before and after this heinous shooting, but also now in the days leading up to it. Obviously, the big news being that police are now looking at that Greyhound bus ride from Atlanta to Port Authority, arriving on November 24th, so 10 days before this shooting. And of course, those photos from that hostel
He's
where
sloppy,
it is
man.
believed that
Why
this
would you take a
person
bus?
of interest.
He's not sloppy. He's
Also,
gotten
he is
away with it
sloppy.
longer
Why
than
is a
anyone
bus
else would
bad?
have.
No, they're going to catch this guy.
Also,
is
a
a bus
bus from
bad?
Atlanta to the Port Authority, you're the only white guy on that bus.
Yeah, but he's masked the
No,
whole time.
dude, you get it. First of all, don't kill anybody across state lines unless you have a car. You drive around until you find a car that looks just like your car. You take high-def photos of the license plate on the car that looks just like your car. You put that over your car.
Take notes.
And you
I
pay with
think
everything with
this guy
cash.
knows better than you, John.
John, you would have slipped in your own shart had you done this.
I think I'd be a great
Immediately
assassin.
after shooting.
And you would shot
so excited. I
yourself.
shit myself.
You shit yourself?
I think I'd be a good assassin.
This is how John does it. He goes, oh my God, I fucking hit him. Oh my God, I think he's fucking dead. And then you slip in it.
And then I call you.
And you call me, you go, Dev, I think they're closing in on me, man. They got me, man.
Could you pick me up in New York?
Come to New York City quick.
He thinks,
Can you come to New York City, faggot?
he thinks the gun is his phone. He's like, Devin, I need your help. Like, he kills himself.
He did it. He's done great. He got away with it for 3 days, and they still haven't caught him. It's actually as each hour goes by,
less and less likely,
It's less
yeah.
and less likely they're going to catch him.
Aside from the face picture, I don't see one thing that he did wrong.
And he could go to some country that doesn't have like extradition. He probably. I mean, I bet right after that he had a ticket booked at like LaGuardia or JFK and left the country.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
He probably has a fake passport. He probably has fake IDs. I mean, this is planned out.
It's pretty crazy that, or maybe they have. I'm sure they have a bunch of suspects. I'm shocked that they haven't released a name on a suspect yet, because that's such a.
They don't have anything. This guy, because the name
that face picture's pretty good.
The name.
Yeah.
There's a million guys that
Jason
look like
Bourne, dude.
I don't know.
We got a Bourne on our
Maybe they
hands.
know they don't want to release it for some reason, because they don't want him to think. They don't want him to know that they know. That a lot. They do that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So that's my only guess.
I'm imagining that this guy, the actual killer, is waking up wherever he is. He's turning on the news and he's going like, "Oh, look at that poor sap. That ain't me."
Yeah. He's like Fassbender in The Killer. He's on like a desert island somewhere,
Yeah.
just chilling in his mansion.
Which isn't it interesting to find out that if this is like a professional? I don't think it is a professional. I mean, I think it's maybe a guy who had a history of like being in the military that knows how to do shit like this kind of. But like, how are there really hitmen
Yes.
like in
Yeah.
The Killer?
Not as cool as The Killer, but there are hitmen. Yeah.
They're more like sicarios. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you can like, there's got to be like just dudes for that you just pay.
No,
like,
I know, but I'm saying, are there
$4,000.
hitmen like this, like Patagonia jacket
Yeah.
wearing?
Oh, yeah.
like flat white cappuccino drinking.
Oh yeah, that happens
think
all the
for
time in
sure,
Europe. It was like there's like I was just reading the other day about like this guy that got extra. He was given to us in a prison. We gave him in a prisoner exchange with these Russian prisoners, but he killed like 3 people in Germany in like the early 2000s, and he was like an ex-Soviet agent or something. He would just roll people on a bicycle and like blow their brains off.
Kuklinski, I mean, is an example of what, and like Sammy the Bull.
Yeah, but
There's
those are
some-
like those guys are in like that. I don't know. They're like those are tough. Like this.
They're part of like a gang.
Yeah, this
the
guy,
mafia is not the only gang in town that needs to kill people. There's like corporations that need to kill people too.
Remember the guy who got stabbed with the nuclear umbrella in the UK?
Yeah.
Imagine hiring the guy to do that. You're gonna stab a guy with a nuclear umbrella.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
Wouldn't it suck if this wasn't like a righteous killing and it was just like the head of like Aetna was like, kill Brian, I hate Brian.
Or like Brian fucked that guy's wife.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
like it's
it
just
means
healthcare
nothing.
companies against each other, and we're all like, whoa, maybe there's a revolution happening, but it's just healthcare CEOs like that are upset. They're
just going to replace him.
Yeah,
with
there's,
the new
there's a
CEO.
listing on LinkedIn for his job right now.
Really?
Yeah, Valerie sent me a reel earlier.
Can we apply? Should we apply?
Yeah, we should apply. All four of us together for one
as
job.
a team.
We sit down.
We go to the Hate Watch podcast. We'd like to be the CEO of UnitedHealthcare.
We're just like, what's your case, baby?
We go, that's gay.
Your baby, your baby has a cough. Approved. Everyone's approved. We just
We go,
ruin
cancer's
everything.
a fucking faggot, dude. That sucks.
I fucking hate cancer, dude. Cancer's gay and retarded. Deal with it. All right, I think we're actually done with the news story on this. I mean, what is there to do?
Not much to talk about.
He's gone. He's a beautiful man.
I want to see the suitcase.
Hannah Kobayashi, though,
Hannah.
is found, and her dad is excited in heaven. They found her in Mexico.
They didn't find her. They know she went to Mexico.
So now they think it's tied to an immigration marriage scam.
There's a new twist tonight in the case of that missing woman from Maui. A published report now alleges that Hannah Kobayashi may have been secretly married.
Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is here with new details on the case and reaction from the missing woman's
Her dad
family.
killed her,
Rob.
killed himself because she's married to a Mexican.
Twist upon twist, right? It has disappearance, it has death, and now allegations of fraud, as well as FBI involvement in the case of that missing Maui woman who's gone incognito.
Maui,
Just when you thought you
Wowie,
heard
Hannah
the last
Kobayashi might have been
piece of
secretly
Hannah
married.
Kobayashi's life, the Maui woman's story finds a new way to grab the headlines. First, missing for weeks after deplaning at LAX. Then her father turns up dead after flying to search for her in Los Angeles.
It's so fucking funny. I'm
didn't
sorry.
turn up dead.
He just turned up dead.
Her father turned up dead after trying to fly.
What a fucking dweeb, dude. His daughter's secretly
It is-
married. He jumps from a garage because he's just. He
It is
can't-
actually insane. They spotted her. She's alive, and he died. He killed himself. Like, always hold out hope.
Yeah.
That was
Same
a
as
hasty suicide.
If you're dating, if you're trying to get a girl and they won't pick up your calls, you call once and you go, no, call 900 times. Never stop.
Show
never,
up to her house, threaten to kill her.
Never stop
Kill her
fighting.
dog.
Never
Snakes.
back down.
You gotta go Mark Wahlberg and fear on that woman.
You have to be
okay?
relentless. Every situation in my life, I've gotten it because I have been persistent.
No means nothing.
No doesn't exist.
No is motivation
in
to
my
you.
world. As
I
we all
removed
know.
that from my vocabulary.
No is your
brother.
springboard.
No
A
is
long
like
time
no is
ago.
like Popeye spinach to death. Okay, he locks in when he hears no.
No means nothing to me. Non-existent.
The medical examiner calling it suicide. And shortly after that, Kobayashi was tracked down in Mexico, allegedly just looking to go off the grid. Now, allegations that Kobayashi's disappearance may be related to a fake marriage designed to get a foreign man U.S. citizenship.
Was that real? Was that arranged? Was that fake? Was it fraud? You know,
All of
we
her
don't-
missing
we don't know
posters
any of
downtown
that.
have been torn
Attorney
off.
Sarah.
They have?
Yeah.
Because everyone's upset about all like the waste of time.
Or they just like the people went out and were like, oh, we got to take these down now because she's not missing anymore. She's
'Cause she's
voluntarily missing.
She's still missing.
She's voluntarily missing. Yeah.
which is hilarious. What a weird term. Just like, wait, so you're not missing? You're
That's
just-
what we say
you
when
just
somebody
don't want to talk to
no,
anybody.
that's what we're racist in America, so that's what we say when somebody walks into Mexico. We go, "You're voluntarily missing." I guess I don't know why anyone would want to do that.
That's Joey on a hangover. When we're across the street at the brewery, we're like, Joey, where are you? We go, he must be voluntarily.
He's
missing."
voluntarily missing.
Zari represents Kobayashi's family. She says the scam marriage information is based on an internet tip sent to the missing woman's sister.
They found on Reddit that Hannah had been married and it was some sort of arranged marriage for money type of situation, essentially for a green card, whatever. Hannah's sister immediately turned over that information to law enforcement.
The FBI tells Eyewitness News it has been assisting LAPD, which is leading the
How does somebody in Mexico have enough money to pay like a decent-looking chick to marry?
She's retarded.
They can put together some money.
She might actually be in love.
This is a retarded thing.
She might have come to LA and she left the airport because she got in a fight. She was like, "I'm sick of my boyfriend. I don't want to go to New York with him anyway. I want to see LA." She went to like a taco stand. She goes, "Oh my God, Rodrigo, how do you make these tacos? They're so good. There's pineapple on them. In my country, we love pineapple. I never thought to put pineapple on pork. Oh my God, pineapple with pastor.
Wait, he has a job here.
Oh my God, he's in America. And he's outside of the crypto arena. He's like, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm in love with you, Rodrigo." He goes, "Hey, go, let me make a couple calls." He calls his family. They go, "If you are married, that dumb bitch, you are citizen." And he goes, "Oh, okay." He hangs on the phone and goes, "You are beautiful, Hannah Kobayashi. I love you. Let's go to Mexico, get married."
You're that depressed.
It might just be a big. She's just a retard.
Yeah. But also, even if it was a green card marriage, why would she have to go to Mexico? Why doesn't he come up here? Does he need a ride? Like, what's going on?
No, they're getting family members to bring back.
Yeah, what?
Why would she go there?
I don't know. It sounds like she was already on. They already were booking the marriage.
Imagine being such a lazy loser. Your dad kills himself. You can't get a real job. You got to go marry.
It's
some
actually true.
guy.
Imagine being such a fucking house sit piece of shit in your 30s. One of those dumb
dog walk.
broads that just is always
Yeah.
walking dogs and house sitting and you always in yoga pants.
You can't get a
and
fucking
shit.
job.
Yeah.
You have to do
Your
it to
dad
get
just
rich.
fucking kills himself.
Your dad's head is just flattened right now.
Yeah.
It's probably the 10th time she's done this. He was like, okay,
It's the 10th dad she's gone through.
We are aware of these claims, but they had no impact on our investigation. Earlier this week,
Her dad had an
LAPD
impact
announced
on the
Kobayashi
concrete
was seen
outside of LA.
crossing the border into Mexico and classified her case as a voluntarily missing person. We reached out to Kobayashi's aunt, Marie Pigeon, who says she believes her niece is still in Mexico. And it's been nearly a month since Kobayashi has spoken with any family or friends. Pigeon tells us, "I and my family have parted ways at this point. My only goal is to make sure Hannah is safe and doing this on her own accord." The rest of the Kobayashi family expecting additional surprises.
I think there'll be more twists, to be honest with you. It's so unusual that she would plan this trip and be in contact with her family in New York and look forward to it and then just completely divert and go off the grid.
I bet she fell in love with a Mexican dude online. And,
Yeah.
and they planned something. When you get to LA, don't get off at your layover, sneak down, and we'll suck and fuck. I doubt it's a scam. I bet she just fell in love with a guy from the internet.
But why not keep your family in the loop, though? I don't get it. Like, what would they be?
Because
so
they wouldn't let you go.
Yeah, they would say no.
She's a 30-year-old woman.
Dude,
arranged marriage. That would have been no.
She's at Guelaguetza right now getting married.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of infantilized 30-year-old women.
They're toasting mole.
Have an update on the search for an Hawaiian woman
Dave, you wanna
who
bring that up?
vanished after landing in Los
Thank
Angeles
you.
last month.
I'll sit this one out.
Hannah Kobayashi is now classified as a voluntary
She's
missing
now being
person.
classified as a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Every new photo they bring
After
up,
she
she's
was spotted
hotter and
safely
hotter. By the way,
crossing
have
the
you noticed
Mexico
that?
border
Yeah.
on surveillance video on November 12th. KGTV reporter Perla Shaheen has complete coverage of this bizarre case, the San Israel border.
This woman has been missing for about a month. Los Angeles
Damn,
police
listening.
tracking her every move. And we've just learned that 30-year-old Hannah Kobayashi was here just 2 weeks ago, walking into Mexico by herself at the San Isidro port of entry. An investigation that gained national attention brought Los Angeles police all the way to the San Diego border. On Monday, LAPD revealed that a missing woman from Maui recently walked through the San Isidro port of entry to leave the country. Her family has been searching for her for about a month.
Your mind goes to abduction. It goes
She really
to
is terrifying.
trafficking,
She's
and
really fucking
absolute
we're just
ghoul.
terrified. We're terrified.
30-year-old Hannah Kobayashi was supposed to
Who is
fly
that
from
lady?
Maui to New
her
York
aunt.
to see her aunt on November 8th. She had a connection at LAX, but never got on the plane from Los Angeles to New York. Hannah's family says they received odd texts from her. One message saying she had a spiritual awakening.
Hi, loves. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to New York City. I might need some help. I fell in love with a man named Horatio. I love Molitas now. I'm going to walk into Mexico.
Sorry, I don't want to go hang out with Stifler's mom this weekend.
Messages saying hackers wiped her identity and stole her funds. The last time anyone heard from her was November 11th.
I don't think anyone knows the feeling of urgency unless you have a family member that has disappeared.
Love you, Hannah. I miss you, and don't be afraid to call.
I also love concrete. It's my favorite thing.
Hannah no
Hannah, I
longer
love you, and if
has
you don't
her
come back,
phone,
I'll
but
fucking kill
LAPD
myself.
found footage of her walking around Los Angeles. Police say her checked bag flew all the way to the East Coast, and Hannah requested that it be sent back to her at LAX. Police have video of her
I think she got
retrieving
off
her
the
bag
plane
on
and it was just like they had a whole like the Mexicans in Mexico had a whole plan or everything, and she just Mr. Bean the entire fucking like week. Mr. Beaned it, like just was slipping everywhere, was losing all of her fucking money, was like crashing cars. And it was like, took her a month to get to fucking San Ysidro. You can get there in an hour and a half. This dumb bitch. What's happening to you?
Wow. She was Mr. Beating, obviously.
Yeah, she's Mr. Flicking her bean.
She's with her new husband, and they walked there, and he's there. They have a mule with a bunch of like cantinas on the side of it. And they walked into Mexico to start their new life.
Imagine being the guy who's in charge of like organizing the marriage. Like you're the criminal, like cartel Sicario guy, and you're just like, why won't you listen? Like, why are you fucking this up? That's exactly what happened.
You're the first person we didn't have to capture. You walked right into our. You walked right into our trap.
Yeah, she could have hailed an Uber from LAX and been down to San Diego in 2 hours.
It seems as if Hannah Kobayashi has slipped and fallen into a storage container, headed straight to the Gulf Coast of Houston.
Yeah.
11th. The next day, police say she took a bus to San Ysidro and crossed the border on foot to Mexico.
She was alone with her luggage and appeared unharmed.
LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell says they still don't know why Hannah did any of this, but they don't believe she's the victim of trafficking or foul play.
To anybody considering doing this, think about the people that you're leaving behind, your loved ones who are going to be worried sick about you, the number of people, including law enforcement and other partners.
God,
who are
what
gonna be
race is
looking
that
for
guy
you,
behind him?
Which then potentially takes them away from other work that is also critically important.
From social media posts, detectives believe Hannah wanted to step away from modern society. They're calling her a voluntary missing person.
Modern society? She went to Mexico.
This might be like...
Fair point.
That makes sense. It might be like an...
they're pretty civilized down there. They have plumbing and stuff.
It's like just escaped. She went to Mexico City.
It's like Into the Wild, but with the cartel.
Yeah, Into the Wild, but at an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah, Into the Loco. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's odd. I don't think also, like, how many people literally, like, walk into Mexico with their luggage?
How about this Into the Mild salsa?
Hey,
you're good.
How about that?
You're good.
Me and my buddies walked into Mexico. We went.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always walk. You park on the American side, then you walk in because it's just easier.
No country. For then, walks right in.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. We were bleeding. We had a bloody jacket.
Yeah.
Which means she disappeared on her own free will. Los Angeles police say they will not continue the investigation into Mexico, but if Hannah returns to the United States, law
Hell
enforcement
yeah, dude.
will
It's
be
gone cold.
LAPD must be so fucking annoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a waste of all of our resources.
And also all the pressure on them, like with the city just going like, we look like shit. She fucking got lost on a layover. Like, guys, find her and figure this out. And then after all this fucking work, they find out that she just like went to Mexico on her own. I would be furious.
She's just having a spiritual awakening. Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter says some... Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Dog got on the case.
Here we go with Jesse Abrams.
Thanks for staying with us.
Calls her the N-word.
She's not missing per se. She might have done this on her own. Oh my God. Doesn't seem like she's been harmed in any way.
He's turning into Daffy Duck.
He looks more and more like a dog every day.
He looks like a cute dog.
He looks like a French bulldog. It's insane.
He has a dog mouth.
The typical fugitive you hunt down.
It
doesn't. The only thing is that, I went into Mexico once
after Andrew Stewart Luster and was arrested, and I had to break out of jail and get back to America.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's the coolest guy ever. He broke out of jail.
So I would not go in there, looking for anything. So, but my daughter, Cecily, we knew Hannah. She spent the night at my house.
What? What the fuck? What is he adding to this case now?
He's like,
knew Hannah. He's a hunter.
I fucked Hannah one time. She's got a great pussy.
Good friend 6-7 years ago.
Oh, he lives in Hawaii,
and then
dude.
my other daughter, baby Lisa,
Small town, I guess.
is
Small little island.
She is an incredible seek and finder. So what they both found out was that Hannah got married in Maui before she ever disappeared. She was legally married. They have pictures of them in Maui, the husband and her.
Dog the Bounty Hunter being related to this case is blowing my mind.
Own free will. She might have,
she met some rich Mexican
married
dude,
this
but he's not
guy.
like mega rich. He can't like buy property in America. Like he can't afford that or something yet. So he's probably like, or it's the son of somebody that was on some weird ayahuasca retreat in Hawaii, and she met him and they got married.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I can move to the United States. You can come down here or some shit. That's
So
what
when
I
you
think
take
happened.
your flight to New York, just get off in LA and then just walk into Mexico.
Well, she's retarded.
Truly.
She's a retarded Mr. Bean.
Her confidence, though, it's like you're going to go disappearing knowing that Dog the Bounty Hunter is a family friend. That's such confidence.
Yeah.
I'd be like, there's no way I could pull this off. Dog's going to get me.
That is so funny.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's
Why would you
involved.
kill yourself knowing Dog the Bounty Hunter is your buddy?
The dad was never contacted.
That's
obviously.
crazy. Oh, man.
It's unbelievable.
Weber's thinking exactly what we're thinking right now.
nationality he is, but they did get legally married in Maui, Hawaii.
And does the family know who this is? Is the family aware of this fact?
Well, yes, I think
Now
do.
they are. I just broke it.
Well, I guess I just spilled the beans.
Social media, the pictures and all that, and what I saw, it said somebody in the family said, don't let this get out there. And it's, we respect, I was in Hawaii 26 years.
Yeah.
And we respect all Hawaiians. I still do.
Hell yeah.
But when they're
Command
so
man.
dark, she's still to me a child.
He's tan, dude.
Is missing like that. We got to find her, because the dad was so distraught, I think, that he couldn't find him. He took his own life. And I was wondering if there was some, did the dad do that? Was there something? And the family, there's cameras showing the dad goes to this parking structure. No one was behind him. No one pushed him. And the family has
Dog
said-
knows everything about this case. He has all the footage of the dad.
Dog also, I think he knows him, and he keeps referring to him as the dad.
As the dad, yeah.
You've had barbecues with this man. His daughter sleeps over his house.
Well, Dog's Dog's been around the block. He's taken his fair share of walks.
Yes.
Okay. When it comes to phone service, Mint Mobile has hit the jackpot. Save tons of money with premium wireless that only costs $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text. It's all delivered in the nation's largest 5G network. I love Mint Mobile. Everyone should have Mint Mobile. It's actually insane that all of us don't use Mint Mobile. My dad has it. I thought it would be bad, but he has better service than I do. He has better internet than I do, and he pays almost nothing. We all should have Mint Mobile. It's just as good as Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and it's insanely cheap and just really, really good. So I highly recommend it. Keep your same phone, keep your same number, and keep all your contacts. The only thing that's going to change is the extra money in your pocket. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/hatewatch. That's mintmobile.com/hatewatch. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/hatewatch. You getting that? $45 upfront, payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower, above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan, but that's as expected. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Support the show and get cell service for just $15 a month. Head to mintmobile.com/hatewatch. Now keep listening to the show and enjoying it, I hope.
Yeah. They're sorry that the dad took his life. And, if the dad is Japanese, even though
He goes, I'm sorry, do you have a treat?
The same, or we're all equal.
This is gonna be good.
We're all not the same. And
Dog wears.
He just said the dad's
He's going into race
Japanese.
science.
He's getting into race science. That's also why Dog wears really dark sunglasses. He wants everyone to be black, so he just constantly putting people in chokeholds.
Japanese have a complete different culture than we do, I guess.
They
in
love
America.
killing themselves.
And I don't know why he would just.
Considered cool over there.
Explain why people.
If you're a real cool dude in Tokyo, you would
samurai,
kill
kamikaze,
yourself.
It's the first ever 7th floor seppuku I've seen personally.
They're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with killing themselves. And now look at the dad. He turned himself into spam.
They're gluttons for killing themselves. It's a real shame they only have one life.
Can't get enough of
They'd
it.
kill themselves every day if they could.
Dog, before I let you go, I have to ask you real quick. If
They're fucking
really-
weird. I don't even know where I live. I don't know what they're up to. They're like Japanese fucking weird sand. I don't know what I'm living amongst.
I woke up here one day. Don't know how I got here.
Imagine if a Japanese person and a surfboard fucked. That's a Hawaiian. I don't know what the fuck is going on where I live. There's volcanoes fucking everywhere.
They wear grass as clothes.
He goes, there's fucking volcanoes. I live on a volcano. Okay, Jesse? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
The sea's got this crazy colored rock in it and shit. It's crazy.
They eat whole pigs, Jesse. Put an apple in his mouth, they roast the whole fucking pig.
They bury them in the ground.
It's like the fucking head is on the fucking pig. It's gross. I don't know why I still fucking live here. Who knows where this kooky cunt is?
Then I saw.
I'm still looking for that stupid bitch.
And then I watched Moana 2 and I fell right back in love with this fucking place, man.
You know, this is a case of just a Lilo looking for her stitch.
The police are saying there's no foul play and the family's suggesting otherwise. You'd have to say either Hannah's lying in her text or the police are getting it wrong. What do you think it is? Real quick, 30 seconds.
Well, the police department, I know.
The dog doesn't have a time limit. You can't put a time limit on dog.
He starts counting out loud. He goes, 30 seconds. 1, 2.
What are you going to do about it, Weber?
Because, you know, some of them are bad, but not everywhere. I mean, everywhere they are. But the cops in L.A., no matter what people say about who, you know, what they are good at investigating. And they don't, you know,
They're good.
It's not they don't care. They know. I bet they know she got married. I'll bet they all know that. I bet they know she got married, and you know, they're in it. They've got so much to do. They can't look for a missing person.
I will just say, I think for everybody's sake.
I know that guy's like
Jesse, will you help me escape Hawaii? I fucking hate it here.
My husband in Mexico is waiting for me, Jesse.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I can't pronounce any of the fucking cities. Who gives a shit?
They roasted my wife last night. They're savages, Jesse.
her tits popped.
She actually passed away. Rest in peace.
Oh, really? Oh, sad.
Dog's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By barbecue or?
No.
Tits exploded.
Guys.
It's like
Her tits exploded.
They weren't tits, they were goiters.
Her tits exploded and shot her. A nipple went through her head.
It's like an industrial accident.
It's a pressure valve.
That guy is. I know that guy's like in our cultural zeitgeist. Like we know what Dog the Bounty Hunter looks like. But if I saw a person like that in public, it'd be insane.
If you were arrested by dog, you would think there's a demon arresting you. It'd be the scariest moment of all
I
time.
thought it'd be like Minority Report. Is this like a future person? Like what's going on?
We need some answers one way or another. Dog the Bounty Hunter, thanks for coming on, talking about...
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
That's his legal name.
It's so sick.
What's his real name?
Oh, dude.
Oh, shit. Man who stayed at the hostel with the killer.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Omar Jimenez is out front live in New York City. He is in front of the hotel where Brian Thompson was shot and killed, the Hilton there in Midtown Manhattan. And Omar, what is the latest that you are learning tonight?
Dwayne Chapman.
That's what I was going to guess.
Well, for starters, this is the second day where we don't know where this suspect is. We don't know who this suspect is at this point. And some of the latest video that we're seeing, some of it you just alluded to there, shows the shooter, the latest in the day that we see the shooter after the shooting, which is only about 15 minutes or so after the shooting, seen on the Upper West Side here. But for perspective, that's about 30 blocks from where I'm standing. And with a route that could take you through Central Park, which, of course, as we know, is where law enforcement
Why did he take his
search,
mask off
and, of course,
for that
where
picture?
he is seen on camera exiting.
I guess he
All
thought
of
there was no
this
cameras.
as the
He thought he was going to
York
get
Police
pussy.
Department
They
is
said he was
putting out
flirting with her.
images
No,
tied to this
they saying
investigation
he
that they
kept it
believe
on
the
even in the
public
hostel.
can help. New images tonight of what the NYPD is calling a person.
Nowadays, can't you just be like, say you're afraid of COVID? Be like, sorry, buddy, I'm a fag. Like,
That's what I would if I were him.
I'm not a weirdo, guys. Just a fag.
I've denied people service.
Guys, promise you, I'm not a killer. Just a fag.
I've denied people service at the bar. If they won't take their mask off when I ID them, I deny them service.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, fuck them.
You have to do it at fucking TSA.
Suck my dick. Suck my dick, queers. You're not getting liquor.
Also, if you're that afraid of COVID, don't go to Union Station.
Yeah, dude.
You're drinking at the bar at Union Station before. It's a
so
cesspool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Retards.
Well, he obviously had it. He loved this lady.
Yeah.
That was,
Well, do you have to show your ID to check into a hostel?
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Sources
So I guess that's like, why?
Yeah.
What if the clerk was like, you should kill the CEO of UnitedHealth and he's like, that's a good idea. And that's the photo taken.
Unmasked and smiling, come from an Upper Manhattan hostel where investigators.
But if she
believe
saw
the
his
shooter-
ID, and she'd have his real name, so I guess he had a fake ID, but it looked like him, or a fake ID that was his picture.
You could have an ID that's his picture but different name.
Yeah, that's true. This is a
Days
Jason Bourne
before
then.
the Wednesday
This guy
morning
rules.
murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
God bless you.
Another clue as investigators try to piece together.
He's
the
got those
shooter's
teeth
identity.
that are like one
to the
tooth.
puzzle.
You know what I'm saying?
They are still coming together.
Why won't anyone help us? We're giving out 10K.
So we're on the right path, and we believe we're going to apprehend this person.
He gets
Police
arrested right now.
conducted a search
Eric
at the
Adams.
hostel.
He's
One
the
law
piece of
enforcement
shit.
official tells CNN the shooter stayed in a room with two other men. Investigators continuing to ask the public
Well,
for
that's
help
gay,
and
then.
offering
Fucking
a
gay.
reward for information of up to $10,000, and they continue tracing the movements of the gunman before and after the targeted killing.
What we do know is
the suspect was in a homosexual polycule.
highly planned, sophisticated attack from everything we've seen so far.
On the day of the shooting, surveillance video appears to show the suspected
Oh, nice,
gunman
new shot.
exiting the
We
57th
saw
Street
this earlier.
subway around 6:15 a.m. Minutes later, pictures show him at a Starbucks, where sources tell CNN he bought a water and 2 power bars,
And a cake
just 2
pop.
blocks from the shooting site. Then, at 6:29 a.m., surveillance video from a nearby garage.
This looks like that
shows the
Shia
suspected
LaBeouf thing
shooter
when he set up
walking
that
down the
camera in
street
New York.
on the
Yeah.
phone, just minutes before he carries out the killing of
God,
Thompson
that's cool.
at 6:47.
It is
the
so
gunman
slick.
makes a quick getaway.
Do you know
And
the
this
gun,
new
John?
video
No.
appears to show a person dressed in a similar way just 10 minutes later on an e-bike 25 blocks north of where the murder happened. Investigators also found a phone and a water bottle near the scene of the shooting. A law enforcement official tells CNN a fingerprint was also lifted from the bottle, but it was smudged. Also still unknown, the motive.
He
But there
wouldn't
are
have left
potential
anything with his
clues.
prints on it.
Sources say
He might have been. He took his mask off.
They're not releasing a lot of
Crime scene
info,
Yeah.
matches
obviously.
the words delay and depose, a possible reference to the phrase delay, deny, defend, which is the way some lawyers have described the tactics and
All right, let's get to the interview with this guy.
Out front now, Mateo's Toronto. He was staying in the same
That man's
hostel
pelvic
on
floor.
the same
It's
floor
unbelievable. Yeah.
where police believe the shooter, the suspected shooter,
It was a
stayed.
light-skinned
And
group
Mateos,
of
I
people
really
hanging out
appreciate
in the
your
hostel.
time. I mean, what a bizarre situation you
No.
find yourself
Thank
in.
you.
I
It's
know
nice.
you're
This is the nicest place I've been inside in the last month. Thank you so much.
from Brazil. You've been staying in the hostel. You've met some people there.
What is that shirt
can we
he's
just start with
wearing?
some of the
I just
photos?
want you to know, I have a cat piss disease that makes me really aggressive. I'm from Brazil, I might snap your neck at any moment.
My father's Mike.
Listen, Aaron Burnett, I'm gonna snap your neck. the most minuscule thing you do, I might snap. Okay, I have a cat piss disease from the shitty place I'm from. All right, we're up to our necks in toxoplasma.
He doesn't answer any of her questions. He just does capoeira. He's just in his hand, bouncing soccer balls and shit.
Listen, Aaron, I'm from Brazil. Okay, when I was 7 years old, I was forced to shoot 3 people.
I have the temperament of
hostel
Eddie
where
from
You were
Tekken.
staying where where police say he was staying. Can you tell us anything about that? What it's like in there? What those halls look like?
All right, so the hostel is actually really crowded. There are a lot of people there, so they divide like rooms to, I think, 4 to 10 people. But in the
4 to
hallway,
10 people in one room.
yeah, 4 to 10 or 12, 4 to 12, yeah.
12
so
in
the
a row?
hallway,
Jesus
It's
Christ.
just simple. It's just the doors that goes to the rooms, the shared rooms.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. That's pretty simple. How the hallways
Right.
So it would seem from what you're saying that if he was staying on that floor, as they believe he was, that he would have had other people in the room.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He goes,
Okay,
oh no, I
so-
didn't
so
see
now
the
you
guy. I
can
thought we
stay
were
there
like
for
doing
about
a
a
thing about
week.
shitty hostels.
And you're talking about these rooms. That you got 4 to 12 people in a room.
Yeah.
So from what you're saying,
Oh,
he would have
what?
had other people in the room.
What the hell?
How
No,
far-
I thought you guys were going to help me.
I'm looking for housing.
Can I get like an apartment?
Can I lay here?
What the fuck?
You got great view here.
Hey,
He thinks that's a real view.
Yeah, he's like, "You got
He
great
goes,
view."
We're in Dumbo.
this is
Oh
really
my
nice.
God.
I brought my bag. I can sleep right here. What the fuck?
You're saying killer in my room?
You won't even notice me.
The place is riddled with killers.
You wouldn't notice me.
You won't notice me. He goes, no, I didn't see the fucking guy, man. I just. You guys have like.
He goes, it's like really depressing and shit. That's
it's
so bad.
fucked up, but like you guys have like a coffee and a snack room.
Could I have a Pringles, please?
Because I groped Laura Coates before we started.
He goes, just one kind bar, please. Would love a kind bar.
Would it have been to, as you see it, to even do something like to have a gun in there or something like that?
I mean, it would be that
Once
hard,
again,
like,
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want a good night's rest.
I am
okay?
so sleepy.
I have been sleeping in a fucking hostel with 12 people for a month straight. Okay? I don't give a fuck about this killer on the run. Give me a fucking bed, Miss Burnett.
put on like his luggage or something, because there's no metal
Yeah,
detector.
of it. Every time it cuts back to him, he's in more and more pajamas.
He's
Eventually,
fluffing a pillow.
He has the hat with a little ball on it. He's a candlestick.
And that's with him. He has a toothbrush. He's like, oh,
That's a glass of milk.
He has a sleep mask on. He's just,
like that. So I think just go inside, and it will be all good. Like.
So,
no,
so he could have had something like that. In
yeah.
terms of seeing him, do you recall seeing, now you've seen his picture out there, and you talk about the hostel being so crowded, do you recall seeing anybody that looked like him?
Yeah, I didn't recall anyone looking like
What a
that.
pointless
So
interview.
what is the point of him being? He took it because he wants some fucking. He
Yeah.
wants some nice.
he's like, me, 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 me.
People are saying that he always using the mask. So even if I saw him, I wouldn't recognize him.
He goes, there was a
He
few
always
people with
wearing the
masks, but
Right, and obviously, as you were there those few days.
Yeah.
yeah. He goes, will you adopt me?
I'm 13.
Will you marry me so I can stay?
And you talk about the situation, there's no security, there's no, and lots of people
there's-
coming and going?
There's like basic security
Mm-hmm.
there. Yeah, there's a security like you can't go inside without a card, so we have to check in to go
Mm-hmm.
inside. But like gun control doesn't have any. So yeah, that kind of security is none.
He goes,
Right,
killer.
right. And in terms just
Oh,
out
I
of
thought you brought me in
curiosity,
because I'm Henna
pay,
Kobayashi's wife.
credit, cash,
Yeah,
Husband, I
whatever,
mean.
yeah.
any way you want to pay.
Yeah.
I do.
I got it.
I got it.
I
It's
didn't
just
correct
really
you.
fast.
I didn't want to correct you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You're good, bro.
But also important, as you say, that he would have probably had a lot of other people in the room.
I mean,
Where he was
like
sleeping.
most hotels, you can just take a gun and.
There's no TSA.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's
What a
so
stupid
nuts.
question. Like,
What the fuck are they
security at
saying?
the
I mean,
hostel.
look at Mandalay Bay. The guy got like 400 assault rifles into his fucking
What a
room.
meaningless
Did he?
interview.
Not by himself.
Probably like had 4 to 6 people, but I'm not sure because I didn't get to come
Once
in there.
again,
It was
I'm
locked.
just doing this
The
because
day
it's
that
more
I
comfortable
arrived,
in here than where I live.
There were a lot of, cops
Once
there.
again, I just
People
took some
saw me.
melatonin, so I got like 3 minutes left in this interview.
The cops there outside the room. But yeah, everyone that was inside the room just went to another room, and I don't know.
She goes, "Okay, shut up."
who these
She goes,
people
okay, so
were.
why the fuck
Like,
are you here?
I asked around, and they didn't know anyone.
Whoa. The moment he realized his life was over,
Okay, we'll watch that on the Patreon.
That looked pretty cool.
The moment he realized his life
this
6
though.
hours ago, that video. Midwest Safety.
Love a good fresh Midwest Safety, but we can't take the risk. We can't take the risk because sometimes those suck.
Should we get into the Suitcase Killer?
Oh, please, man. Please.
Now, does everyone out there, the listeners of Haywitch, do they remember the Suitcase Killer?
We showed it on here.
Yeah, we did.
But was that a page? It was the Samsonite coffin.
The
I think it was
Samsonite
Was that
coffin.
before I
It's
joined?
a Patreon.
No, that was the
Samsonite coffin.
Suitcase. But they're playing Suitcase?
Oh my god! Yeah.
Super dark.
So that lady convinced her boyfriend to get in the suitcase,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
she zipped it up, and he died.
We were playing
inside of it.
Suitcase.
Yeah.
Playing
Oh, that was
Suitcase.
really fun. Yeah.
So Joey, why don't you explain a little bit?
So she there's video of her committing the crime, mocking him while he begged for his life. Couldn't be guiltier. She was the most obnoxious defendant on planet Earth. She went through about 10 different lawyers, public defendants, blah, blah. She just went through, she kept firing them. They would replace. She would say, no, I'm not satisfied with this. It kind of actually worked in her favor at some point, and the prosecution offered her a plea deal of 15 years, which is amazing for killing somebody on camera in the way that she did.
Yeah.
And it's 5 years time served. So that's 10 years that she would have had to have done. And she said no. She said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to take this. We're going to keep this going. And then so this was her sentencing. And the judge said, okay, now it's your chance to talk. You can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So now you're allowed to talk, give your final statement. And then after, I'm going to sentence you. So here is her final statement.
Sarah Boone makes a tension-grabbing final statement.
For dragging me downstairs by my hair in the middle of the night just to sit next to him. For taking my car driving drunk with my debit card to buy more alcohol
Devin,
while I slept.
This is what you sent me.
Fuck. Could you refresh or something? We missed the whole beautiful part.
It's
What
silent.
is? God damn it!
Joey, you have screwed.
I ordered.
What's wrong with this?
She's an incredibly lumpy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like
Devin,
Winston Churchill.
Okay, you know what? Okay, fuck.
You're about to blame me.
I fucked up. No, I was saying I'm the otter right now. God damn it.
Which one should I go to? Sarah Boone?
Just look up Sarah Boone final statement.
Because the opening thing was not in her openings, sentence, the beginning of this is not in this clip, and it was very good.
Sarah Boone sentencing?
Final statement should do it. You typed in final statement?
Mm-hmm.
Just play that video.
Makes a tension-grabbing final statement. What's
I can't
wrong with
read
this one?
the one that we were just watching?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It didn't have the opening, her opening sentence, which is very the whole funny part of it. Or no, the whole thing's funny, but
here we go.
There we go.
For the record, just state your name again.
Lumpy bitch.
All right. Now, this is unlike a trial.
I forgot her boyfriend was this just kind of a playboy cholo guy that she convinced to get in a suitcase.
Yeah.
He looks like an AI generated Dominican.
Obviously he was using her. She had probably a decent job, and he was using her for her apartment, and
that's the best photo they have.
So you're allowed to speak in a narrative form, as well as I understand you have taken some notes or written a letter that you want to read from, and then you want to speak to the court after that.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and get started?
She goes, I have some stuff I'd like to unpack.
This is
She goes,
actually
"Well,
an
this is a
edited
trip."
version of.
Well, pack your bags, guys. Starts beating her with it.
I had a lot to say.
Had a lot of
I had a lot of time to think about things, and
lot of baggage,
I
like
didn't
you
really
said.
know
baggage, yeah.
how to put it on paper. And I didn't know how much I could say or how little I should say.
I get to
So
it.
what I have here
Yeah,
is,
that's sketchy.
like I said, an edited version.
Devin, pause really fast. She's been the worst, most vindictive cocksucker of all time throughout this entire trial. She's just I've done nothing wrong. You're all pieces of shit. Fuck everybody else. This is a goddamn thing. But she's changing her tune here. Hit play. It's okay. Devin already knows.
But I would like to read the more important parts that I feel that everyone should know that wasn't said in my actual trial. And on top of what I have on paper, I have, this is just the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. So I wanted to read this, and then if I may, I would like to address everyone in my apology on top of my statement.
She's doing an apology, guys.
Oh,
my God.
She's finally apologizing.
I'd like to say, first of all, I'm sorry for being jet set.
Ceramic style, which means to repair with gold. In this tradition,
Jesus Christ.
when a ceramic piece breaks, an artisan will fuse the pieces back together again using liquid gold or gold dust lacquer. So rather than being covered up, the breaks become more obvious and a brilliant new piece of art emerges
She locked
from the
her boyfriend
brokenness.
in a suitcase.
She thinks
It
this
embraces
speech is going to
flaws,
get her
weakness,
off.
and imperfections, and also teaches the essence of resilience. Every crack in a ceramic piece is a part of its history, and each piece becomes more beautiful because it has been broken. This is the wisdom of Kentu Sukuroi. In my
Well, when those
wisdom,
women you
with all
share a
of my
cell with
repairs-
break your pussy open with a chair leg, you might want to use something better than gold to repair it, you know?
You're going to need stitches for that.
He goes, so I will mend my ex-boyfriend back with gold.
That was the author of the quote about this like philosophy about bending broken pieces with gold.
This is so funny.
And now and ongoing, God is, has been, and will always be my artisan. All of my gold is
artisan?
forgiveness. This has held me together, made me shine brighter, and overcome the damage caused by George Torres, the Torres family, the Justice System, Orange County Corrections Department, social media.
She goes, it's not my fault he couldn't fucking fit.
Such an apology
Federal
here.
detectives.
He ruined
infamy,
vacations for me
defamation,
forever.
Ongoing constitutional rights violations, second-degree murder.
Please let me out,
forced
mamita.
into being pro se. Just as gold is very precious, forgiveness is invaluable.
Let's not forget, I bought him a PS5 and an Xbox One.
Forgiveness is not an attempt to change or forget who, what, or how you've lived through to be so gold, but an act of grace, humility, and considerable self-compassion to be set free from sorrow. Withholding forgiveness denies your brilliance and adds even greater grief and deeper heartache.
God, shut up.
Irreparable cracks on top of the already that no one deserves.
The judge
no
is
matter
crying.
the pain, the disappointment,
The
and
ghost of
truth's
George
orange
Torres
justice.
is behind in
It
the back of
doesn't
the
matter.
courtroom,
As the
like
more
the fucking
broken you
Star
are,
Wars, looking at her with a fitted hat on.
This is like he has unfinished business. Like as soon as the apology is unlocked, he goes up to heaven. He goes, "Thank you, thank you, terrible.
I see the light. I see the light."
He's a Force ghost.
I feel like she's just reciting song lyrics.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
She's like, all that glitters is not gold. Diamonds are forever.
Every
you
rose.
can't tell me nothing.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
New York.
Even though now different than before, you've become more outstanding and more extraordinary. Above all, when you let go of blame, misunderstandings, excuses, give up your anger and cease from resentment, this is forgiven. And when you forgive, you have, and when you forgive, you heal. And when
do.
you heal, you move forward.
Yeah.
My goal begins with George Torres, and every time he slapped me, kicked, punched, spit on, raped, stabbed, choked, laughed at, pushed.
She's saying she was stabbed, raped,
Choked,
everything.
pushed.
Everything in the book.
He shot me 3 times in front of the Hilton in downtown Manhattan.
When I see you in hell, Mr. George Torres, I will put you in another suitcase.
Also, bear in mind, Georgia's entire family is sitting right behind her.
Yeah.
So she's just like, I'm going to say this, my last final statement. I'm going to just disparage him as hard
What
as
if his
I
whole
can.
family? It's all luggage. She turns and it's just a bunch of suitcases with
Somebody just like
eyes.
folded up clothes and mustaches.
Dominican
Like
suitcase.
animated Dominican suitcases.
They're crying. Their tears or their socks just streaming down
It's
their
like
face.
Cars. They look like
Yeah.
they look like from the movie Cars, but they're suitcases.
Dragged, whipped, tripped,
Whipped.
stole from, lied, terrorized, threatened,
Guillotined.
humiliated, forced, degraded, made me cry.
Tarred and
Every time he
feathered.
tried
Made
to
me
end me,
cry.
defeat, or
Melted in
destroy.
acid.
I forgive George for beating me senseless, for trying to
Stoned,
sleep
burned
because
at
I
the
had to go
stake.
to work or my son's field trip the next day, for ruining my deceased family's heirlooms, traditions, and keepsakes, my son's furniture, destroying the television we watched together, for
My
wrecking
son's
our
furniture,
townhome
for
by
example,
breaking
his
windows.
favorite suitcase.
For making my favorite suitcase stinky. I still can't get the stench out of it.
I told him you're going to stretch it out when you get in there, buddy.
No matter how many times I have bleached she's reading. No matter how many times I have bleached my favorite suitcase, I still smell your shitty dead body.
No matter how many times I bleached his skin, he still smelled like shit.
Even when I plug my nose, the memory of you dying in the suitcase, it ruins it for me.
When he was dead, it was the best he's ever smelled.
I was punching holes in the walls and doors, ramming his entire body into glass doors, kicking in my front and back.
What is she talking
He was ramming his body into glass doors.
He's the T-1000, apparently.
She's describing-
melting through prison bars and stabbing
She's
people.
describing the juggernaut. That time you fought the Hulk.
One of the judges was like, "Do you smell black and mild?" That's before his body disappears.
So in that moment, I felt like Magneto, and I finally took him down.
Oh God.
Or over and over and over. For breaking or removing the locks from all of the doors and sometimes the knobs altogether.
Some may
So I
say
had
he was a
nowhere to feel
super
safe.
soldier.
For occasionally turning into the Sandman. For turning into a boulder and rolling through town, killing children.
He's making him sound like the coolest guy of all time.
For having a robotic arm that you can, it has super strength.
That time you turned into a giant reptile and stomped through Tokyo.
That time I unfroze you and activated you like the Winter Soldier.
George Torres.
This poor guy.
Oh fuck.
Oh man.
Including the sacred space of my son's room where he beat me bloody on his bed. For terrorizing and threatening my blind and deaf dogs by leaving the gate open I built to keep them safe. Telling me he hoped I'd find their bloated dead body in the pond.
George!
Scrape the remains
I hope you didn't do this.
George, you better suffer for this.
pavement. For kicking them off of the bed and throwing across the room because they were trying to protect me.
For being terrible at
For
suitcase.
threatening to make me unrecognizable to my son by breaking all the bones in my face. Like his brother Moses
never
did to
followed
him
the
after he
rules.
kept
You always cheated at Suitcase and it finally took you down.
You were a suitcase novice, George.
We're playing Suitcase.
all of the bruises from George beating me, like all of the times their father beat their mother. For all of the drunken rages and fist fights with so many neighbors when wandering into their apartments during hunting expeditions after I had escaped. For drowning me in liquor and wine because I didn't want to drink, causing me to urinate on myself, then butting the end of the bottle in my
blaming him
face,
for
giving me
pissing
2
her
black
pants,
eyes and a
though.
bloody nose. For making me experience what it is to be sodomized. Threatening to kill my friends and the neighbors when they checked on me to make sure I was alive and in one piece.
That time you didn't get lucky with the lights and I shit myself because I couldn't get home in time.
For making me squirt uncontrollably. They debate, is it squirt, is it piss? Well, you could smell the coffee.
For making me ride the Sibian for hours and hours.
For making me experience pure nirvana.
Down our townhome and set my car on fire because I got a job. For holding me hostage on weekends, my son was supposed to come over by keeping my keys.
Hostage on weekends. What was George doing?
George.
If he didn't even neighbors and blowing up her car.
George he was a one-man mafia.
For invading Poland and starting World War II.
For sabotaging my ownership of the casino.
For hijacking that plane and then parachuting out and getting away.
For assassinating Franz Ferdinand, setting off a chain of events which will never be forgotten.
When he kidnapped, when he He hijacked Flight 92 and flew it into the World Trade Center.
For kidnapping the Lindbergh baby.
And that one time. And for that one time, you assassinated JFK.
For killing John Benet Ramsey. I will never forgive you.
For Madoff's Ponzi scheme that he framed him for.
For fucking all those children at Penn State.
For cheating on me with Casey Anthony.
Around his neck, my phone in his crotch, and a butcher knife stuck in the middle of the table as a warning not to ask anything or try to leave. For stabbing me in the leg and not letting me call 911.
George is starting to sound like an eternal entity to me.
I nearly bled to death until I could
He's a
talk
gay
at
entity.
For being 4,000 years old and gay.
For terrorizing the Emerson Stand-Up Showcase.
to save him from being arrested. For destroying my phone with a hammer because my son called.
For making enemies with God.
For me experiencing ever being arrested and after today, prison. For beating me almost blind, crushing my occipital lobe. For having me experience
for crashing into the Yucatan Peninsula and starting an extinction event 20 million years ago that almost wiped off all life on Earth.
For dragging me downstairs by my hair in the middle of the night just to sit next to him. For taking my car driving drunk with my debit card to buy more alcohol while I slept, even after I kindly explained the importance of my car to take my son to school foremost, me to work, and he to his batterers intervention classes and probation officer meetings.
For having knives as fingers and haunting my dreams.
Waiting for him. For causing me so much trauma and pain, mentally, physically, emotionally, I had to be hospitalized more than once.
This seems like your fault, bitch.
For destroying my reputation and integrity. For my M for murderer scarlet letter. Not letting me feel safe to live, talk to other people, spend time with my son.
Her scarlet letter
have a
is
job,
M because she's murdered.
Simply go to the bathroom with the door closed. Or go to sleep.
Imagine if a guy was this insane, but yet dumb enough, like all you had to do was trick him into getting into a suitcase and zipping it up. There's no way this guy was that diabolical. Yeah. He was retarded enough to get in a suitcase.
He's not the evil criminal genius.
It's how Superman took out Lex Luthor.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
Superman's like, Lex, why don't you get in that suitcase?
This guy had the brain of a dog. He got in a suitcase willingly and let a psycho zip it up.
To be fair, he sounds like a dog with opposable thumbs, for real.
He really does.
If a dog could square up, that's what he is. He's a pit bull with hands.
Yeah. Or comfortably. I forgive George for lying, for him trying in so many ways, so many times, to end me with his terrifying love.
Damn, that sounds sexy.
I also forgive the Torres family, his mother and father foremost, also his 2 ex-wives and daughters, all for knowing who George was, capable of, and has done in the past, his history of violence and where he learned it, then to keep turning a blind eye when I would ask for help. All of his siblings, including Pharrell Torres, who is now on his way to prison for stabbing the mother of their baby in the side of her head.
What? She just accused George's brother of stabbing his girlfriend in the side of the head.
And is that in trial? Is that a trial?
I have no. Actually, may be true. I don't know.
Gotta find that out.
But it is funny to mention on the way out, just to like stunt on the family one last time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, at a certain point, this might work on the family. You know, they might be like, "Damn, we might have the worst kids of all time."
Yeah.
For the time,
we gotta work on ourselves, guys.
Man, wow, this is wild.
Who knew what George was doing to me, sometimes how and when, but allowed and enabled. I forgive them for caring too late.
All right, Josh Schiffer, I want to bring you in and just ask you before we have to go to a
this
break.
would be convincing or compelling if she had killed him in a crime of passion. You know what I mean? Like if she had like stabbed him.
She's got drunk.
She's a psychopathic narcissist, and she's like a. If they didn't lock her up, I think she probably would have killed again.
No, I don't think so. I think like she got really drunk and she fucked up. She wouldn't have suitcased
another
But I'm
man.
saying, no, I don't think so. But if she had
You can't
stabbed this
stop
guy,
a lady like Sarah Boone from packing the bag.
like it's a wrestling move.
You got to back.
I'm gonna bag.
She puts her hand in the air. She bag. The crowd like pack those.
The audience is chanting.
Back those bags.
They do like the gator shot, and it's like a bag.
Back those bags.
I'm just saying, if she like stabbed him in like the heat of the moment, you might be like, "There's a case here."
Late.
There's footage of you laughing while he's
ask
trapped in a
themselves while quiet and
suitcase.
comfortable in bed at night the uneasy question: what could I have done to stop this from happening?
She kind of looks like
to both
Beavis
of
from
them?
Beavis and
And
Butthead.
after all the times Sarah
does.
tried
She
to
really
ask
does.
me for help from all of us
When I
and so many
stuffed
times.
him into the suitcase.
Another great contributor of my gold is social media with
That's
its
it, is
greed,
it Beavis?
insensitivity,
No, that's not even
deception,
close.
obvious exploitation, and advantageous gain from my criminal case as a whole, and for sentencing me by anticipation as a result of ignorance and hate, conjured and fabricated by the organized crime that
For
is
ruining the
social
game of
media,
Suitcase for
which
everyone
condemned
in
me the court
America.
of global public opinion.
Would have been the
since
next
beginning.
Twister.
My family law
David
case
George
is the
didn't
new
fuck
play
it
waiting
up.
to be picked.
You knew we were working on something special. We were going to sell it to Hasbro.
We were about to patent it, George.
We were this close, George, and then you had to suffocate.
We were 1 week away from Shark Tank, George.
We said everyone is bored with charades, and we knew Suitcase was going to be something.
And Barbara Streisand, Barbara Corcoran was interested.
For that time I asked you to bring home tartar sauce, and you forgot. I forgive you. Wow.
Part and pillage from me being made infamous by social media and my criminal case. It simply seems I cannot forgive and be forgiven and move forward. Social media has made me a pariah. It has caused great oppression and undeniable disadvantages, especially by broadcasting and manipulating my cases online. In my criminal case, as a result, my opportunities to be given a fair, proper, and uninfluenced, successful conclusion was heavily depleted and poisoned. I forgive them. Also, all of the media
Thank you.
tycoons for not
Thank you.
having
She's
a life
forgiving
of
us
their
right
own,
now,
trying
guys.
so desperately to make themselves feel right.
She just forgave
by
us,
making me appear
guys.
so
I accept her
wrong.
apology.
Forgiveness for
I accept.
prejudgment, ridiculous theatrics, lies, making and taking blood money from my and others' misfortunes, accidents, and catastrophes.
We're literally doing that
It's all
as
over
we
their hands
speak.
and
We're
their
taking
keyboards.
blood money.
Yeah.
And even after all that's been said and done, theorized, hypothesized, scrutinized, and blasphemed in my case, still no one knows me.
That hit hard,
Yeah.
that line.
The Hey
In the
Watch
end, I forgive
podcast.
myself for not choosing my life sooner, for not being more brave, vigilant, bolder, and outspoken, stronger, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. For being hopeless, desperate, simple-minded, weak, and inexperienced.
She really
I
has
forgive
let
myself
go
for
of
not
these
realizing
synonyms.
I was enduring a life of domestic violence. and
Respect
that
the
vicious
judge's
cycle
time.
of never ends.
Yeah, this is
I
a
have
lot.
nothing to compare to. I've never been hit by a man
Can you
ever
skip to
before
the
in my
sentencing?
life.
Because she forgives everybody. She forgives the judge at some point. She forgives the jury. Like, she forgives everybody.
What just happened, Debbie?
What the hell?
I think you just you exit out or you just switch tabs.
I clicked some ad and then it like went to that. Keep talking.
It's right there, Debbie.
My goodness.
So was this the sentencing?
Whatever you were just on, I think, was at the end.
I can't
Skip. So
I need to see this.
I kind of gotta see it.
is that him?
Yeah, that's when you do
George.
it. You choke me.
That's what you get.
He's not even kind of wiggling though.
Yeah, that's what you
Well,
get.
he doesn't have any space to wiggle.
How the
dude.
hell is he?
I
in
would
there?
start rocking, and then I would get momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you do it. You choke me.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay.
We decided to play hide and seek. As every couple that had a crazy night full of fights.
The cop's like, Suitcase?
They ended. The cop was like, "You were playing Suitcase."
So he gets in the suitcase. The problem is, I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Will the jury find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information?
Oh, yeah,
Suitcase
I want
Sarah
a full
Boone.
thing.
Suitcase Sarah Boone.
Oh my damn!
These guys are
Convicted
good.
of the murder of her boyfriend George Torres. You know what happened. She zipped him shut in a suitcase. He pleaded for his life.
You know.
Begged her. She broke out her cell phone, recorded him, taunted him, then went upstairs to sleep. And in the morning, George had passed
love this
away.
guy.
And now she's a convicted murderer today in court being sentenced. Let's take a look.
Here we go.
Court pronounces sentence as follows. Ms. Boone, court sentences you to life. and the Department of
after
Corrections.
the big speech, he goes,
After that big
time
speech,
served.
yeah.
Very quickly, sentenced to life.
Miss Boone, first
She
off,
goes-
why do you look like me? But
She turned down a 10-year plea. It's like she could have been out.
She got
Good-
life.
Good behavior out in like 8 or 7 or something.
Fucking 5, dude.
5. Boone.
From 5 to life.
You idiots. She did a fucking Better Call Saul.
One of the judge goes, Boone. Come on. You fucked up.
Well, at least in prison, they'll have a lot of fun with her. Suitcase Sarah.
Yeah. Suitcase Sarah Boone. Yeah, what are they going to do?
Play Suitcase.
They're not going to care, though. She just killed her husband. Her
She would have had a
boyfriend.
great career as a wrestler. Coming out there going like,
You suitcase. Then she walks out of the tunnel
And
wheeling
she does
the
her
suitcase.
move. She goes,
She's running out of the tunnel.
She walks out of the
Wheeling
tunnel with
suitcase.
luggage. She rolls her luggage down.
She throws the
Down into the
suitcase
ring.
onto the fucking ring.
Just imagine
Under
that
the rope.
smash cut, like 2004 WWF. It cuts to her and she's unzipping a suitcase in the corner of the ring.
But here,
She does it slow
Triple
dramatic.
H is on the ground going,
Triple H is like,
Please.
Vince McMahon's like,
Don't put it in.
but here's her intro song. Remember like that era of like Skrillex songs where it was like an innocent quote, then it would drop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the quote is from The Hobbit. They go, "We're going on an adventure," and then it'd be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah,
And she's just zipping a suitcase back and forth, opening the flap, closing it, opening the flap, closing it. There's a bunch of clothes in it, and she's like, I need some help. And people
Yeah.
get up, people are giving her a knee on the to help close it.
It's a remix of Smack My Bitch Up, but it's Pack My Bitch Up.
Yeah. Guy's going, "Pack your bags."
Sarah.
That Madam Clerk will provide to you momentarily.
Sarah.
Damn it, Sarah.
Oh, that's a problem.
I love the idea
Life
of a
in
judge being like,
Florida.
I love this psycho.
So sarcastic.
Love this sarcastic psychopath.
Who is she? I love
Vinny
him.
Politan.
Really?
No, it's Vinny.
Vinny, how do you know?
He's a podcaster at heart.
It's old Vinny
Yeah.
Politan.
All not happening. So Sarah Boone sentenced to life. But the real headline came before she was sentenced, which was when she had an opportunity to speak to the court. So she got up, went on the witness stand, and wow, take a look.
We got to go to Vinny from
I
now
forgive
on.
George
Yeah.
for beating me senseless, for trying to sleep because I had to go to work, or
He
my
got the
son's
highlights.
on fire because I got a job. For this to
Oh, he's
happen,
about to cut. Hold on.
please wholeheartedly know that and always I would never.
God.
What is this?
The hell? We have Scatman Crothers here to talk about the case.
Day and having to waste gas to come down there. So obviously,
We've got Twofer from 30
wasn't
Rock on the
advised properly
case.
about what sentencing is about, and she didn't show any sorts of sense of remorse.
God, he looks like the
Again,
boy
she's
West
the one who's
Coast, doesn't
forgiving
he?
people. And then she slid in there when she forgave herself. So
Yeah,
she
he
gave
looks like he did a
herself
double
clemency.
XL freshman
She's
cypher in like
probably gonna,
2012.
Call Biden and see if she can get a Hunter Biden pardon while she's at it. So she's definitely on the road towards life sentence that she got, and she did nothing to help herself.
Yeah. Jennifer, at least, I'll give her points for not pretending, right? She didn't put on the crocodile tears. She was who she
He's
was.
such a
She is who
cocksucker.
she is. And she just laid it all out there.
And I think, Vinny, in some ways she believes this is really what she believes. She did say that she had a battered woman or battered spouse defense. I mean, that was her defense. And so she truly believes that, all these terrible things happened to her.
We should work for Court TV.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of those bubbles should be us right there.
They don't
So
need.
she
They
meant
don't
to
want
kill
us.
him, but sort of that, this is what happened as a result of all of that. She had him in the suitcase and, wanted him to experience,
laughing.
she said, how it felt to be choked, how it felt to be cheated on, and all these different things. So in some way, she was trying to convey to the judge that, this was sort of his fault. I mean, he made her do this by beating her and raping her and sodomizing her and all the terrible things that she said or alleged that he did. Of course, he can't defend himself.
Controlling the moon.
She's saying, this is
stabbing.
why I had to do
Starting World
what I
War
did, and everyone should sort of forgive
Killing
me
Lincoln.
for that. So I
For her to have done that, to basically dehumanize the man she murdered, is just absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's a horrific thing to do. And then to say at the end, basically she forgives him, okay? and that they should forgive
I actually
her.
can't believe these suitcases are that airtight.
He was like his chest was compressed. I think.
that too. He was probably just struggling so much. He got so exhausted.
Or was it because? Yeah, I guess it also probably does.
Probably
lack of
total lack of
oxygen.
oxygen in there. Yeah.
Okay, it's absolutely horrific.
Think about
This is
how do we get in there?
disgusting.
But you think
I don't
the
know
air could
what
get through
her
zippers?
attorney must be. If I
no,
was her
I don't
attorney,
know,
I would have
man.
walked out in the middle of it.
Well, he's not going to walk
Because this
out. He took the case because he saw this segment on our show. And it may have been with
I
you
remember
guys. And she was looking for an attorney. He stepped in. He did, God's work, keeping our system of justice working here. But at the end of the day, she is who she is. She hasn't changed her stripes. She's very honest in what she says and what she presents. No crocodile tears. She didn't try to
She didn't
humanize
take it like
herself.
a man. We didn't see it, but she took it like a fucking man. Like when he goes, "You're getting life," I would have expected her to be like, "What? Are you kidding?
Did you not just hear me?
Like, sir, do you have the wrong paper in front of you?" Like, but she just goes like she's just fucking stone faced. She goes, "Okay."
Ex-husband testifies. Sarah Boone's ex-husband.
Whoa, I haven't seen.
Damn, what the hell?
She always wanted me to play Suitcase. I never fell for that shit.
Oh my God, that's her ex-husband. That's like it adds so much layers to
Sir, good afternoon.
their
You can be
relationship.
seated. After
John Wayne Gacy, go ahead and sit down.
Spell your name for the record for us.
Brian
The
Boone,
Bears.
BRIAN.
It's like the mayor of a small little town.
He's so happy.
My name is John Manis.
I just got back from
Good afternoon.
from announcing Puxatawny Phil's emergence.
I dated her for quite a while, and then we eventually got married.
He's like, wow, this chair reminds me of the one in the corner of my bedroom.
I met her in the late 90s.
He's so happy to be there,
It was
dude.
around 2000.
He is not. He has a kid with her.
Yeah, finally, it's all his kid now.
No, he doesn't like this.
I met her in
Yes, we have one son.
the suitcase section of an LL Bean at the airport.
He is currently getting ready to turn 14.
Did your marriage with the defendant last?
No, it did not.
And approximately when
It started
was
with
it that
boxes. She would do boxes a lot.
separated?
And then she'd ask me to go into cabinets.
It evolves.
It evolves, kind of like a serial killer with a prowler phase.
It went from box to cabinet to suitcase, and I go, Sarah, I gotta get out of this.
I can't take this
I
anymore.
left the relationship and never looked back.
Every weekend she'd ask to go to the Container Store. It was hell on earth.
She loves containers.
Obsessed with Anne Frank
Pretty
for
much
some reason.
anything that can close, Sarah loves.
Except her fucking mouth, because that was always open.
But we all know that was always fucking open.
We would take trips. She'd ask me to get into the overhead storage container. That's when I got suspicious.
Confined spaces was her thing, sort of.
Big fan of confined spaces, Sarah was.
I'm thinking
She would have made a hell of a Viet Cong in those tunnels and shit.
He goes, and shit. He says, this old white guy in the stand goes, and shit. She was one of those crazy types and shit.
He goes, frankly, she should have been exploring caves.
She was like crazy and shit.
She would have been a great cave diver.
Bitch was nuts and shit.
Honestly, that would be like the most like convincing testimony of all time.
a guy
He's like,
talking about
it's
it.
just fucking crazy and shit. I don't know. Like, I believe that guy.
Divorce actually finalized.
God, he's got that
maybe it was
Lego
2006.
hair.
I think the divorce was 2007.
Is that toupee?
It might be too bad.
That's crazy.
And after
The
your
texture
divorce,
looks a little toupee-ish.
What was your custody arrangement with your son that you had in common with the defendant?
She was supposed to have him on Mondays and Tuesdays. I would have him Wednesday, Thursday.
She would pack him Monday through Tuesday, and I would unpack him on Wednesday.
She would be there at 6. Have him in the suitcase.
She would overnight FedEx him to my place.
And then we'd alternate Friday through Sundays every other week.
So 1 week you would have 5 days with your son, and another week she would have 5 days.
That's so
Correct.
complicated.
Yeah, that seems
1
week on, 1 week off.
Also, the fact that she ever got the kid, knowing
arrangement
who she is.
in February of 2020.
Yes.
Poor guy. How did he get mixed up with Sarah
In
Boone?
February of 2020, did you have? Do you recall the events that occurred? I guess first on the late evening of February 23rd, 2020.
On that
She called
evening,
him before the cops, by the way. He got to the house and he called
Sarah
the
called
cops.
me at one point during the night.
Do you recall about what time she called you?
I think it was 11 something.
So he came there to pick up his kid, and then
No. Listen. I'm 95% confident about this. She woke up, realized George was dead in the suitcase, didn't call the cops. She called him and was like, "Come over. I'm in a weird situation." He came to the house.
I think he's the wolf.
oh, that's right. He's
Yeah,
he's in the body
Yeah,
cam
that's
footage.
him.
He's the one
I
telling
think
the
this
cops,
is-
like, I don't know what's
yes.
going on. Yeah. He's like, there's a fucking. He's like, there's
we
a,
have to call
there's
the
a
cops, Sarah.
skinny Mexican guy dead in the suitcase. I have no clue what happened.
She's been packing a Dominican all fucking night. I don't know, like a bento box.
You answered the phone. How did Sarah sound on the phone?
She sounded like she had been drinking and was pretty drunk.
He goes, sound like the love of my life that broke my heart in 2007. I don't know, what do you want from me?
Somewhat, but
Probably crazy to
she
admit, but
woke
this
me
makes
up.
her hotter to
I
me.
had work the next day. I was asleep when she called. She's done this before, calling me late at night, and generally I kind of just try to ignore it, so I wasn't really paying attention.
Hell yeah, King.
He goes, and why did you guys break up? He goes, well, I couldn't fit in the suitcase.
George Torres.
It was not a suitcase big
She
enough.
made fun of my weight because I couldn't fit in the
Did you
suitcase.
hear George in the background at all?
Couldn't close the
Not
zipper
that
on
I
me.
remember, no.
She would call me oversized luggage.
Did you pay much attention to this phone call? Now, the following morning, on February 24th, 2020, did you begin to call the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And approximately what time did you begin to call the defendant?
I think it was like 11 o'clock or something.
And why
I'd have to be careful calling her because George Torres is fucking
well,
scary.
It was gonna
Man.
be Monday.
You know, his brother is in jail for
He goes-
stabbing
he
his
goes-
pregnant wife in the head.
And by the way, I want to take a moment to forgive George for stabbing me, lighting my car on fire, trying to kill my dog.
There's an alternate universe out there where this guy is George Clooney as he aged.
If George went on the wrong
If
path.
George went down the wrong path?
Yeah.
That's a lot of guys. You ever seen Brad Pitt's brother?
Yeah.
He is good
We
looking.
did a whole app on it.
We
He's
did a whole
amazing.
app on
What's
Brad's
his name?
brother.
I can't like
Brian Pitt or something.
Yeah.
Ryan Pitt, yeah.
some like
He
lame
looks like
name.
Brad Pitt, but just didn't keep up with like trying to be the hottest man of all time. You
He's
know?
cool as hell, though.
He got into computers and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Brad
yeah,
Pitt's
he's
really
just a
sad
nerd.
that his family is not close to him this holiday season, by the way.
Is that
Is that
true?
true?
Yeah.
I hate that.
But it's because he was like smothering their faces in mustard.
No, I don't buy any of that shit.
I'm fully like he's innocent, dude.
Me too.
Yeah.
Of course.
I just rewatched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The guy has never done anything bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
He's too fucking good.
He's too chill.
He's too chill.
He gets a little antsy on a 5-hour flight.
He pushed
Who
a kid.
doesn't?
A
And
kid's
he-
yelling at his ear. He probably just goes like, "Okay, I'm trying to take a nap."
Yeah, he just
pushes and the
Max
kid
seems
falls.
so annoying.
Occasionally on a private jet, he has to Heisman all of his children.
He probably just goes, "Okay, back off," and the kid, it's like an airplane, so they don't have.
He's going, I
their
love you, I
legs.
love you, I love you, I love you,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. Love you, but please give me a sec to take a nap.
I mean, imagine your dad lost his job for beating your ass while you guys watch Platoon. I mean, it's just not fair. You know, dads spaz sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair.
I mean, George. I mean, fucking Brad is an innocent guy.
My dad was Brad Pitt. He could have beat my ass every night.
It's true. You're lucky your dad was a limp-dicked pussy.
School, and I was calling to try to find out if she was going to be actually picking him up that day.
Why would you have a question about whether or not she was picking him up?
She wasn't generally very good about actually getting him on the day she was supposed to.
So it was not uncommon for you to have to remind her to pick him up or to make sure that she was going to pick him up.
Well, I mean, remind or just find out if she was going to or if she was just going to give him over to me as what happened.
It's strange that he never fought for full custody in these years of her being
It's
like
tough, man. 14 is when like when the kid becomes like old enough where they could start speaking for themselves, then that's usually the time when you start fighting for full custody if the mom is like a piece of shit. Because then they can go into court and be like, hey, like I don't like George stabbing my mom in the head every night. I'd rather just sleep.
The kid probably loved George.
Probably.
Yeah, George probably like giving him a beer here and there. Yeah. Let him like take a little toke
unscrambling the porno channel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
And men are super disadvantaged though when it comes to like all proceedings on custody stuff. So yeah, I mean, like unless they have like hard evidence that Sarah Boone is playing Suitcase all day, it's like, what are you gonna do? It's she's gonna get half custody at the very least. I don't think she had any charges.
She's white.
They didn't know she was
capable of
playing Suitcase.
She was
super
She
fucked
was
up.
working on her own board game.
They didn't know she was Jigsaw. You know.
They didn't know.
He didn't touch.
I mean, imagine being the ex-husband. He had no idea that she loved playing Suitcase.
He knew she was crazy.
With the defendant.
I think it was like 12:30 or something.
And when you actually got in touch with her, what did she tell you on the phone?
That George was dead, and
George was
if I
cheating.
would come over.
Did she say what happened to him?
I don't remember if she told me then on the phone or when I got there, but she told me they had been playing hide and seek, and she fell asleep.
She told me game night went awry.
I told her she needed to call 911, and
It's also, isn't
I
it like
would
a one-bedroom
come over
apartment?
as soon as
Like
I
you're playing
could.
hide and seek there.
Yeah.
And this is on your first phone call here at approximately 12:30
Yes.
on 2/24/20.
Yes.
Did she?
I wonder
did
if a
she
guy
call-
like this. I wonder if he has any remorse where he's like, Sarah, like you just got too drunk. Like you did a crazy thing, but you shouldn't. You fell asleep. Like,
I
like,
bet.
he has some like. He's like, oh, she didn't
No,
like
he
mean to do
hates
it.
her.
He
I think
hates
if
her.
you have a
He hates
son with her at that point,
I think he's probably more upset about the fact that it just is like it makes everything harder for the kid. Like the fact that he has to know
that's
his
what I'm
mom
saying.
is
That's
in
why
prison
he.
for
That's why he
life.
doesn't have any sympathy.
Yeah.
He's just like, what about our kid? You're gonna act like this? You fucked up our kid's life.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to school, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's the Suitcase kid."
Also, the second she started fucking like a Dominican guy, he was like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you so much.
It's like the opposite of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you break up with somebody, you start fucking the opposite of that person, you're like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
I hope bad things happen to you, and I got to share a kid with you, you fucking ghoul.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, while you were en route to her residence.
She did. She called to find out if I was still going to be coming over.
And when you spoke with her while you were en route, what, if anything, did you advise?
What if he was actually like from
I told her
Michoacan
she
and his
needed to
house is
call
like the party
911
house
and
and
told her
fucking
I
training
was
day?
on my
He's
way,
like-
but she needed to get somebody over there.
How long did it take you to arrive at her residence?
From the first phone call, or?
Yes, from the first one.
Well, I mean, I don't live, I live a minute or two drive away, but I had to get my puppy. We had just gotten a puppy recently. I had to get him in his crate and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
he's
put
obsessed
something
with
on
boxes, too.
because I was working from home, and
I have PTSD.
He's like, I was crate training. They go, a dog? And he goes, no, me.
At her apartment, tell us what she told you when you arrived.
George was dead, and once again, I don't remember if she told me now or before that they had been playing hide and seek and she fell asleep. But
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. If
at
like
that
my
time
ex
told
called
her
me
again
and said
she
some
needed
guy
to
was
get
dead and I had a kid with her, I'd
911
call the
call,
second
get
person I call is the
somebody over
cops.
there.
Yeah, just call
I'd
the
be
cops and be like, go here. I don't-
Go
I'm
there.
not
I'm on my
trying.
way. I'm not fucking gonna be there when you
No
get
shit.
there without. Fuck that shit. This guy's kind of a down ass
So
dude.
you've advised her now 3 times to call 911.
Yes.
Did you go inside of her apartment?
I went inside the
walked
suitcase.
in the front door into the little tiled area, like entranceway thing.
Sees a suitcase, George, and he goes, "That's my seat."
When you
He goes, "Move over."
to that point.
Looking into the living room, I could see like the end of his feet and maybe a little bit of some legs that were kind of coming out around
His mustache.
the backside.
Oh, so she opened it up.
Yeah.
So she let him breathe a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
Aired him out.
She poked holes on top of a mason jar like it's a reptile she got in the backyard.
Put a little grass in there.
Stick.
Did you continue to go into the apartment?
No.
No.
Hell
Smelled
no.
like a stinky dead Dominican.
It smelled like blunts and
Smelled
shit.
like goddamn Swishers, gutted Swishers, and fucking empty Arizona cans.
Fried plantains.
Fucking twisted teas all over the place.
It smelled like Afro Man in there.
It fucking smelled like goddamn Palmdale.
1-1 and go outside and have a cigarette and a drink and asked me to come out there with her, and I told her that I didn't really feel comfortable being inside, and I went out front and got in my car and waited for people to show up.
I went in my car, got blunted.
The defendant call 911?
I think I was in there when she dialed it and first got somebody on the phone, but I wasn't there for the whole conversation. No, I was outside.
Did you stay there at the scene while police arrived?
Yes, I was there. I was part of it.
I asked him if I
knew
could put
I'd
the
have to talk
cuffs
to
on her
somebody,
myself.
I'm getting gay vibes from this guy. A little
Oh,
bit.
super, yeah.
I felt, yeah, he's got a fruity intonation.
Or he was turned gay by an insane woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he wrote off women completely after being with
like women
Suitcase
do.
Sarah Boone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I am done with men.
Questions at this time?
Thank you. Any cross-examination?
Judge, we want to reserve our questions for when we call him in. Okay.
That's that. And that's the case of Suitcase Sarah.
I'm so glad that we got to see a conclusion.
Me too.
Yeah, we finally because we cover every case here.
She does have an appeal. She can appeal within 30 days. And there was a funny moment that we can't watch, but the judge was basically just like, okay, so yeah, life in prison.
Yeah, she could say the court lost her luggage.
He goes life in prison, and so you have 30 days to appeal. Unfortunately, you can't do a public defender because you burnt through all of them. And you can't do this other type of defender because you burnt through all of them. So I have to go to like a special unit to find you a lawyer, but then so you have 30 days to appeal. So she's definitely going to appeal. And who knows, maybe we get like a little more juice out of this.
I'd love a little more out of the Suitcase.
Yeah, that'd be
Sarah.
great.
The judge is like, well, I felt like you stuffed me into this case, so, you know.
You stuffed all of us into this case. You stuffed America into this case.
Well, folks, we love you. Remember, please try to subscribe to the channel. Just if you're listening on or watching on YouTube right now, just press subscribe. It helps, I guess.
Helps a lot.
There's no point in plugging Connor and Ben's show.
I will be in
out
North and South
later.
Carolina with Chris Estrada. So in December, you want to come to those Greensville, and Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know,
Anthony Camilla, show up to Connor's show.
please come out.
God bless you all. Love you guys.
Patreon.
Patreon.com.
It's our best work.
Hate Watch Podcast.
It's our best work.
We've been killing it
By
lately.
far, yeah.
Check it out. We love you. Bye.
Love
bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.